as a doornail. I don't mean to say I know what is particularly dead about a doornail. I would have been inclined myself to regard a coffin nail as the deadest piece of ironmongery in the trade, but the wisdom of our ancestors is in the simile, and my unhallowed hand shall not disturb it. You will therefore permit me to repeat that Marley was dead as a doornail.
Yes, however...
This must be distinctly understood, or nothing wonderful can come from the story. Scrooge never painted out Marley's name. There it stood, year after year, on the warehouse window. Scrooge and Marley. The firm was known as Scrooge and Marley.
Yes, you have to remember...
Sometimes people new to the business called Scrooge, and sometimes Marley, but he answered to both names. It was all the same to him.
And Scrooge knew Marley was dead.
Well,
And how could it be otherwise? Scrooge and he were business partners for I don't know how many years. Scrooge was the sole executor, his sole administrator, his sole assign, his sole residuary legatee, his sole friend, and his sole mourner.
Once upon a time.
Oh, but Scrooge was a tight-fisted hand at the grindstone.
Well, I mean...
Squeezing.
Now, boys...
Wrenching.
Well, you see here...
Grasping.
Now, wait a sec.
Scrapping.
Oh, no.
Covetous old sinner.
The cold within him froze his old features.
Nipped his pointed nose.
Now, you see here...
Shriveled his cheek.
Stiffened his gait.
Well, you guys...
Made his eyes red.
No, I
His
forbid...
lips blue.
And spoke up shrewdly in his grating voice.
Humbug.
Even the blind man's dogs seemed to know, and would wag their tails as though to say,
No eye at all is better than an evil eye.
yeah.
I've had enough of it with you boys.
Let go! That's annoying.
The city clocks had only just gone 3, and it was quite dark already. It had not been light out all day, and candles were flaring in the windows of neighbouring offices, like ruddy smears upon the palpable brown air.
The darkness thickened. The rain and snow and hail and sleet.
Fog came pouring in at every chink and keyhole.
And was so dense outside, the houses opposite Scrooge's office were merely phantoms.
It seemed that nature was brewing on a large scale.
Once upon a time, of all the good days of the year, on Christmas Eve, old Scrooge sat in his busy counting house.
Merry Christmas, Uncle. God bless you.
Humbug.
Oh, Christmas a humbug. You don't mean that, I'm sure.
I do. Out upon Merry Christmas. What right have you to be merry? What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
What right have you to be dismal? What reason have you to be morose? You're rich and not...
Humbug!
Don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in such a world of fools as this, Fred? A Merry Christmas. What's Christmas time to you but a time for paying bills without money? A time for finding yourself another year older, not an hour richer. If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with a Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart. He should.
Uncle!
Nephew! Keep Christmas in your way and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it, but you don't keep it.
And let me leave it alone then. Much good has it done you? Much good may it ever do you?
There are things from which I have derived good and not profited, I dare say. Christmas among the rest. But I should think that I've always thought of Christmas, well, apart from secular indulgence, as a good time, a kind, forgiving, charitable time. The only time that I can think of in the long calendar of year when men and women seem to freely open their shut-up hearts, see those below them as fellow passengers to the grave and are as separate creatures bound on other journeys. And therefore, Uncle, though has never put a scrap of gold in my pocket, I believe Christmas has done me good and will do me good. And I say, God bless it. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry...
Let me hear another sound out of you, Bob Cratchit, and you'll keep your Christmas by losing your job. You're quite a powerful speaker, sir. It's a wonder you don't go into Parliament.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow. Why not? I want nothing from you. I ask nothing of you. Why can't we be friends?
Why did you get married?
Because I fell in love.
Love. That is the one thing in this world more ridiculous than a Merry Christmas. Good afternoon, nephew.
Uncle, I am sorry with all my heart to find you so resolute. We have never had any quarrel, and I have made the trial in homage to Christmas, and I will keep my Christmas humor until the last. So I say a Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good afternoon, nephew.
And a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon. There's another fellow, my clerk, with only 15 shillings a week, and a wife and a family talking about Merry Christmas. I'll retire to bedlam.
We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your king, good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Humbug!
Merry Christmas!
Bah.
Scrooge and Marley, I believe. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Actually, I'm...
Mr. Marley is dead. He's been dead 7 years this very night.
We have no doubt that his generosity is well represented by his surviving partner.
At this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, it is usually then more than desirable that we make some slight provisions to provide for the poor and destitute who suffer at the present time.
Many thousands are in want of common necessaries. Hundreds of thousands are in want of common comforts.
Are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons.
And the workhouses, are they still in operation?
They are. Still, I wish I could say they were not.
I was afraid something had occurred to stop them in their useful course. I'm very glad to hear it.
Under the impression that they scarcely furnish cheer of body or mind, a few of us are endeavoring to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth.
We choose this time because it is a time of all others when want is keenly felt and abundance rejoices.
Now, what shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
You wish to be anonymous?
I wish to be left alone. I can't afford to make idle people merry. I help to support the establishments I've mentioned. They cost enough. And those who are badly off must go there.
But many can't go there, and many would rather die!
If they'd be like to die, then they had better do it! And decrease the surplus population. It's enough for a man to understand his own business, not to interfere with another's. Mine occupies me constantly. Good afternoon, ladies.
It's useless to pursue our point.
Merry Christmas.
Good afternoon.
Wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Bah, humbug!
Scrooge resumed his labors with an improved opinion of himself, and in a more facetious temper than was usual.
The ancient tower of a church, whose gruffled bell was always peeping slyly down out of a Gothic window, struck the hours with tremulous vibrations, as if its teeth were chattering in its frozen head.
In the main street, a group of laborers lit a great fire in the region, on which a party of ragged men and boys were gathered, warming their hands in rapture.
At length, the hour of shutting up the counting house arrived.
You'll want all day tomorrow, I suppose, it being Christmas.
If quite convenient, sir.
It's not convenient and it's not fair.
It's only once a year.
A poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. But I suppose you must have the whole day. Be here all the earlier the next morning.
That it seemed as if the genius of the weather sat in mournful meditation on the threshold.
Face.
Humbug! Night and morning, morning and night. Keys in the lock and out again. In the door. Up the staircase. A low fire. A little gruel. Night and morning. Morning and night. Humbug. Night and morning. Molly. No. Night and morning, morning and night. Clerks. Counting houses. Silver and gold. Gold and gold. Night and morning, morning and night. Idiot old clerk, Bob Cratchit, can't even get within a farthing of what he's counting. much. He was a decent man. Could figure out what he was doing. Finally. Such things bells that ring on their own. Know this. Where's my cat gone to? There. Nothing. Bed. Muck.
You're not a man to be frightened by echoes, Scrooge.
Nobody under the bed. Nobody in the fireplace. Spoon, gruel, saucepan, basin, nobody.
Nobody in the bed.
Nobody in the closet. Close the door.
Lock yourself in.
Double lock.
Humbug. It's humbug still. What is this? Molly? Jacob, Molly!
The same face.
The very same.
The usual waistcoats, tights, and boots.
His tassels, his pigtail, his coat.
But a chain clasped around his middle. Keys, padlocks, heavy purses, rotten steeple.
Hey now! What do you want with me?
Much.
Marley's voice, no doubt about it.
And his death-cold eyes.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Well, who are you then?
In life, I was your business partner, Jacob Marley. You don't believe me?
I don't.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because a little thing affects them. A slight disorder of the stomach makes them cheat. You might be an undigested bit of beef. A blot of mustard, a crumb of cheese. There's more of gravy than of grave about you, whatever you are. Mercy! Mercy! Dreadful apparition! Why do you trouble me?
Why do I trouble you? Why do I trouble you? 'Tis required that every man should walk abroad his fellow men throughout life. If that man was not forth among fellow men in life, his spirit is condemned to do so after death. He is doomed to wander the world and witness the happiness it cannot share, but it might have shared on earth.
You were fettered. Tell me why.
I wear the chain that I forged in life. I made it link by link. I made it yard by yard, and of my own free will I wore it. Is its pattern strange to you? Or would you know it? The weight and length of the strong coil you bear yourself.
Marley, oh Jacob Marley, speak comfort to me, Jacob.
I have none to give.
7 years dead and traveling all the time.
No rest, no peace, only incessant torture and remorse. Mark me, in my life, my spirit never walked beyond the counting house, and now weary journeys lie before me. No space of regret can make amends for the opportunities misused in my life.
But you were always a good man of business, Jacob.
Business? Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, mercy, and forbearance were all my business. The dealings of my trade are but a drop of water in the comprehensive ocean of my business. At this time of year, I suffer most. In life, why did I walk through the crowds of my fellow beings with my eyes turned down, never to raise them to that blessed star which led wise men to Pole abode? Were there no pole homes to which its light would have conducted me? Hear me, my time is nearly gone.
I will. But don't be hard upon me, Jacob, pray.
Rise. I have sat invisible beside you many a day, and I am here tonight to warn you of a chance of escaping my fate. Chance of my procuring Ebenezer.
You were always a good friend to me, Jacob.
Ebenezer Scrooge, you will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Is that the chance you mentioned?
It is.
I think I'd rather not.
Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path that I tread. Expect the first when the bell tolls 1.
But couldn't I take them all at once and have it over with?
Look to see me no more, and for your own sake, remember what has passed between us.
Scrooge saw that the air was filled with phantoms. Every one of them wore chains like Molly's ghost. Some were linked together, and none were free. Many have been personally known to Scrooge in their lives.
The misery of all of them was, clearly, that they sought to interfere for good in human matters, and had lost that power forever.
Scrooge tried to say,
But
stopped the first syllable.
Whether from the fatigues of the day, or from the glimpse of the invisible world, Scrooge fell asleep in an instant. Marley's ghost bothered him exceedingly. Every time he tried to resolve within himself.
After mature inquiry,
That was a dream. His mind flooded back again, like a strong spring released, to its first position, and presented the same problem.
was it a dream or not?
a dream and nothing else. Long past.
Your past.
What business brings you?
Your welfare. Rise and walk.
Much obliged. But my bed is warm, and the thermometer is a long way below freezing.
Rise. Now, what
remember it. I could walk it blindfolded. I was bred in this place. I was a boy here. The bridge, the church, the winding river, the fowls that cluck and strut, the schoolhouse. Look, even there's the parrot with a green body and a yellow tail and a thing like a lettuce growing out of the top of his head. There he is. But what good has it ever done me?
The schoolhouse is not quite deserted. A solitary child, neglected by his family and friends, is left without still.
I know it. It's Christmas time. Left there with that terrible voice in the hall. The schoolmaster who glared at me with fierce condescension. Windows cracked. Fragments of plaster fell out of the ceiling. Dark, dirty, there I was!
Oh, yeah.
And all the other boys had gone home for the jolly holidays. You know, Father... This is not an agreeable idea, Spirit. Remove me from this place.
Let's see another Christmas.
I'm apprenticed here.
No more work tonight.
What? It's the Fezziwigs. Bless my heart, the Fezziwigs alive again.
Merry Christmas, Ebenezer.
Boss instructions, 1, 2, 3. However their places, 4, 5, 6. Bar up and pin 'em up, 7, 8, 9. Clear away, my lads, and let's make lots of room here.
Every movable thing was packed off. The floors were swept and watered. The lamps were trimmed. The warehouse became as warm and as bright as a ballroom. And then housemaids, cousins, fiddlers, cooks, milkmen, in they all came, one after another. Some shyly, and some boldly. Some gracefully, and some awkwardly. Some pushing and some pulling, in they all came, anyhow and everyhow.
And there were dances,
And forfeit.
and waltz, and cold roast,
And cake.
and mince pies, and lard, and eggs.
But the great effect of the evening came when old Fezziwig stood out to dance with Mrs. Fezziwig. A top couple with 3 or 4 or 20 pairs of partners. People who were not to be trifled with, people who would dance and had no intention of walking.
A dance!
And when old Fezziwig and Mrs. Fezziwig had gone off to the dance, advance and retire. Both hands to your partners, bow, curtsy, corkscrew, thread the needle, and back again to your place. Old Fezziwig was so light on his feet that it seemed as if he would wink with his legs and come upon his feet again without a stagger.
Deck the halls with bells of holly, fa-la-la-la-la-la-la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa-la-la-la-la-la. Don the hour, gay apparel, fa-la-la-la-la-la. Join the ancient Yuletide carol, fa-la-la-la-la-la.
'Tis the gift to be simple, 'tis the gift to be free, tis the gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place that is right, it will be no valley of love and delight.
Don the hour, gay apparel, fa-la-la-la-la-la. Join the ancient Yuletide carol, fa-la-la-la-la-la.
Look at the old cow go. I think there was something wrong with him. that at all, Spirit. It isn't that. But that he has the power to render us happy or unhappy, to make our work light or burdensome, a pleasure or a toil. The joy he caused was quite as great as if it had cost a fortune.
Now what's the matter?
Nothing particular.
Something, I think.
I should just like to speak to Bob Cratchit, my clerk, just now, that's all.
My time grows short. Quick, come.
There's so much over now, Spirit.
Your face is not yet the one you like here, but it has begun to get kind of hair and avarice.
It matters little now. Another idol has displaced me.
What idol?
Gold. I have seen your nobler aspirations fall off one by one. Until your master passion, gain, engrosses you. Have I not?
But I'm not changed towards you.
Our contract is an old one. It was made when we were both poor. And contented to be so until we could improve our worldly fortune. You are changed, Ebenezer. When your fortune was made, you became another man.
In what? In what?
A changed nature. An altered spirit. And everything that made my love worth any value in your sight. Tell me, would you seek me out and try to win me as you are now? Me, the dowerless girl, and you, who weigh everything by gain. And would I not know that regret would surely follow?
But
I release you with a heart longing for the man you once were. May you be happy in the life you have chosen.
Belle, wait. You only stand there, you don't even move a foot! You idiot! You don't even have the good sense to go after her. Spirit, why do you delight to torture me?
One shadow more.
No more. Show me no more.
I so know the bring of yours this afternoon, Belle. You want it? Yes.
How can I?
Here's the clue. I passed by his office window and, as it was not lit up, I saw a candle inside. There he sat. Alone. I scarcely know. Jacob Marley, his business partner, is on the point of death, I think. Quite alone in the world, I do believe.
Spirit, remove me from this place.
Why, Mr. Scrooge? Poor old Mr. Scrooge. Dear old Ebenezer. Come on now.
Leave me. Take me back.
I told you these are the shadows of things that happen. But they all do not blame me.
Haunt me no longer.
Do not blame me.
Tom when we had gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, and nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day, to save us all from Satan's power when we have gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, rest ye merry gentlemen, and nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day, to save us all from Satan's power when we have gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Gentlemen, and nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day, to save us all from Satan's power when we have gone astray. Oh, tidings of God and joy, comfort and joy.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, and nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day, to save us all from Satan's power when we have gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Rusty merry gentlemen, and nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day, to save us all from Satan's power when we have gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, rusty merry gentlemen, and nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day, to save us all from Satan's power when we have gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. God rest ye merry gentlemen, and nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day, to save us all from Satan's power when we have gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. God rest ye merry gentlemen, and nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day, to save us all from Satan's power when we have gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. God rest ye merry gentlemen. God rest ye merry gentlemen. God rest ye merry gentlemen. Rest ye merry
Awakening in the middle of a prodigiously tough snore, Scrooge felt that he was restored to consciousness and the right make of time. For the special purpose of holding a conference with the second visitor passed through Jacob Molly's intervention.
A good friend indeed.
Now, he was prepared for almost anything, but he was not prepared for nothing. And, consequently, when the bell struck, but no shape appeared, Scrooge was taken to a violent fit of trembling. At last, however, he began to think, as you or I would have thought at first. For it is always the person, not in the particular, who knows what ought to be done. He began to think the source and secret of this strange, ghostly light.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight! Oh, jingle bells, you're doing it right! Oh, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh! Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh!
Look upon me and know me better. I am the ghost of Christmas present.
Spirit, conduct me where you will. If you've aught to teach me, let me profit by it.
Touch my robe. The streets are choked with a dingy mist, half thawed, half frozen. The house fronts look black enough and the windows blacker. There's nothing very cheerful in the climate of town, and yet there's an air of cheerfulness abroad, a clear summer day and the brightest summer suns that might endeavor to diffuse in vain.
The grocer's nearly closed.
Oh, great. We need figs, French plums, candy fruit, and cinnamon.
Red berries, turkeys, sausages, oysters, pie, and punch. Merry Christmas.
Chestnuts, hot chestnuts. Get them while they're hot. Merry Christmas.
Is there a particular flavor in what you sprinkle?
There is joy and happiness.
Would it apply to anyone on this day?
To any kindly given, to the poor one most.
Why to the poor one most?
Because he needs it most.
Who is...
Mrs. Bob Cratchit, dressed out, but poorly, in a twice-turned gown. Belinda?
Belinda Cratchit, great goodness. It's a wonderful pudding butter.
But suppose it should not be done in time. Suppose it should break in turning out.
Peter!
Peter Cratchit, father's shirt? No.
Suppose someone should have got over the wall of the backyard and stolen it while I was preparing the goose.
There's such a goose, Martha! Martha Cratchit.
My goodness, dear. How late you are.
We had a deal of work to finish up before we finished this morning, Mother.
Go sit down. Go sit down.
Father's coming!
Hey, Rita.
And how did Tiny Tim behave today?
As good as gold and better.
Good.
He told me on the way home he hoped people saw him in church because he's a cripple. And he thought it may be pleasant to them to remember upon this day who made the lame beggars walk and the blind men see.
Oh.
Angels greet with welcome sweet, my shepherds
quantity of the flour.
There never was such a goose.
Such tenderness and flavor. Get applesauce and mashed potatoes and white.
It's a small pudding for such a large family, but blazing with brain.
I regard it as the greatest success achieved by Mrs. Cratchit since our marriage. Except you. A Merry Christmas to us all. God bless us.
God bless us.
I see a vacant seat. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die. What then? If he be like to die, he better do it and decrease the surplus population.
How could you say such a thing? He's a boy, crippled, injured, sick, with the income his father makes.
God bless Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
The founder of the feast? The founder of the feast, indeed. I wish I had him here now. I would give him a piece of my mind to feast upon.
My dear, the children. Christmas Day.
Well, it should be on Christmas Day only, I am sure, on which one drinks to the health of such an odious, stingy, cruel man as Mr. Scrooge. Fine. I will drink to his health for your sake, in the days, and not his.
Oh, and Peter, I have an opportunity in my eye for you that will bring in 5 and 6 pence weekly.
My son, a man of business.
They are not a handsome family. They are not well dressed. The shoes are far from being waterproof. They are happy, pleased with one another, contented with their time together.
On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
12 drummers drumming, 11 pipes piping, 2 lords a leaping, 9 maids dancing, 8 maids a milking, 7 psalms singing, 6 geese laying, 5 golden rings, 4 golden rings, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Oh, Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year, Fred.
Fred
Uncle Scrooge said that Christmas was a humbug.
Humbug! Shame on him.
He's a comical old fellow, that's the truth. Not so pleasant as he might be. His offenses carry their own consequence, and I've got nothing against him.
I'm sure he is very rich, Fred.
But what of that, really? His wealth is of no use to him. He doesn't do anything good with it.
I have no patience with him.
I am sorry for him. I couldn't be angry with him if I tried. Who suffers by his ill whims?
Himself always.
Always himself.
Only to say that, as I think, the consequences of him taking his liking to us and not making merry with us are that he loses some pleasant moments, which could do him no harm, and pleasant companions they could find, in his moldy office or his dusty chambers. And I mean to give him the same chance every year, whether he likes it or not. For the truth is, I pity him. Pity! He may rail at Christmas every year till he dies, but he can't help but think better of it.
I'm getting a yes and no. I will think of something, and the rest of us find out what. But I will only answer your questions yes or no.
Wait, Spirit. 1 half hour more, Spirit. Only one.
Very well.
Is it an animal?
Yes.
A live animal.
Yes.
Rather, a disagreeable animal.
Yes.
It's a cow!
A savage animal.
An animal that growls and grunts.
Yes.
An animal that lives in London
Yes.
A tiger. It's a tiger.
and walks about the streets?
Yes.
A horse.
No.
A dog.
No.
A cat.
A pig.
No. Technically, no.
A cat.
Yes!
No.
I know what it is. It's Scrooge.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to the old man, whatever he is. He won't take it from me, but may have it nonetheless. To Uncle Scrooge!
Uncle Scrooge.
The whole scene passed too quickly. In a breath.
We have much to see. Above the black and heaving sea, on and on, we light on a ship, stand among officers who have watch, dark figures walk among them. But every man hum a Christmas tune, or have a Christmas thought. Every man on board, waking or sleeping, good or bad, have a kind of word for one another on that day of the year. Unto poor man, poor houses, hospitals and jails, in misery's every refuge, humankind is made greater by their hope.
Spirit, forgive me if I'm not justified in what I ask, but I see something strange. Yellow, meager, ragged, scowling, and wolfish.
Where graceful youth should fill their features out, the stale and shriveled hand, like that of age, has pinched and twisted them and pulled them into shreds. Where angels might have sat enthroned, devils lurked, and glared out menacing, no change, no degradation, no perversion of humanity has monsters so half horrible and dread.
Ignorance. What?
Spirit, are they yours?
They are man's.
Have they no refuge? Or resource?
I don't know. Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
As the last stroke ceases to vibrate, Scrooge remembers the prediction of old Jacob Marley, and lifts his head, beholding a solemn phantom draped and hooded, coming towards him like mist. Why, Scrooge bent down upon his knee, with his spirit scattered gloom and mystery.
Am I in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come? Ghost of the future, I fear you more than any specter I've seen. But as I know your purpose is to do me good, and as I hope to be another man from what I was, I am prepared to bear your company, and do so with a thankful heart.
When has he died?
Last night, I believe.
Why? What was the matter with him? I thought he'd never die.
God knows.
What has he done with his money?
I haven't heard. Left it to his company, perhaps? He hasn't left it to me, that's all I know.
It's likely to be a very cheap funeral, for upon my life, I don't know of anybody to go to it. Say we make up a party and volunteer.
I don't mind going, as long as lunch is provided.
Who has died, Spirit? Spirit, I'm surprised you should attach such importance to conversations apparently so trivial. But nothing doubting this conversation has some latent moral for my own improvement. I'll treasure every word I heard.
Irons on rags, bottles,
Bones, rusty keys, nails. Someone give us sixpence.
chains, hinges, files, scales, weights, secrets!
Oh, the smell of dirt and filth and misery. Who would buy and sell in a place like this?
Old bricks, drunken, slipshod, ugly.
Secrets!
What secrets?
Get over here.
Everybody has a right to take care of themselves. Old Scratch always did.
True.
And who's the worst for a few lost things like this? Not a dead man, I suppose.
The wicked old Scrooge? Dead?
If he wanted to keep them, why wasn't he more natural in his lifetime? If he had been, he'd have had somebody to look after him when he was struck with death. Instead of lying, gasping out there, alone by himself, it's a judgment on him.
Shirts and towels, a pencil case, 2 silver teaspoons, a pair of sugar tongs, and... bed curtains! You don't mean to say you took them down and all with him lying there, did you?
Yes, I do. Why not?
She was born to make her fortune.
She'll certainly do.
I certainly shan't hold my hand out when he can get anything in it by reaching out for the sake of such a man as he. I promise you.
He didn't die of anything catching, eh?
Don't be afraid of that. I ain't so fond of his company that I loiter after him for such things. You may look for that shirt until your eyes ache, but you won't find a hole nor threadbare place, I promise you. He lay in the cold, dark, empty house, with not man, woman, or child near. A cat was tearing at the door, and there was the sound of 9 rats. What they wanted in the room at death, and why they were so restless and disturbed, I dared not think.
Spirit, I see. I see. The case of this unhappy man might be my own. My life bends that way right now.
You could see how green a place this is. I promise I'll be here every Sunday. Scrooge's nephew, who I'd only met once, gave me his card and offered his sympathies. Not for much he could do. It was in his kind way, which was quite genuine. It was as if he felt with us in some way.
That street is where my occupation is, and has been for a length of time. The counting house is there. Show me what I will be in days to come. The counting house is yonder. Where are you going? Before I draw near to that which you point, answer me one question. Are these the shadows of things that will be? Or the shadows of things that may be? Men's courses will foreshadow certain ends to which, if persevered in, they must lead. But if the courses be departed from, the ends will change. Say it is thus with what you show me. Who lay upon the bed alone? No. No. This can't be. No! Spirit! Hear me! I'm not who I was. I'm not the man I must have been. Why show me this if I'm past all hope? I'll honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. I live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. And I'll not shut out the lessons that they teach. It came upon midnight here, a glorious song of old. Angels bending near me to touch their hearts of gold. Peace on the earth, goodwill to men from heaven's all gracious King. The world in solemn stillness lay to hear the angels sing. Oh, ye beneath life's rushing road, whose forms are bending low, who toil along the climbing way with painful steps and slow. Look now, for glad golden hours come swiftly on the wing. Oh, rest beside the weary road, and hear the angels sing. I live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. I'll honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive the King. Let every heart prepare him room. Heaven and nature sing. Heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. He rules the world with wonders of his love, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love. The bed is my own. The room is my own. The bed curtains are down. They're here. I'm here. The shadows of things that may have been may yet be dispelled. They will be. I know they will be. Here's the saucepan that the gruel was in. Here's the door by which the ghost of Jacob Marley entered. Here's the window by which I saw the wandering spirits. Hello, anyone out there? Hello! A Merry Christmas to everyone. A Happy New Year to all the world. Hello? No one. I'm as happy as an angel. I'm as light as a feather. I'm as merry as a schoolboy. I don't know how long I've been among the spirits. I don't know what day of the month it is. I don't know anything. I'm quite a baby. Anyone? What is today?
Today? Why is Christmas Day?
Christmas Day.
Mr. Scrooge?
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, you there, boy. Do you know the poulterers in the next street, at the corner? Oh, wonderful boy, a delightful boy. Do you know whether they've sold the prize turkey or not? Not the little prize turkey, mind you, the big one.
What? The one as big as me?
A remarkable boy, yes. Go and buy it. Deliver it to the Cratchits in Camden Town. Don't tell them who sent it. It'll be impossible to carry, so you must have a cab.
Yes, sir.
Merry Christmas, my boy. It's Christmas Day. I haven't missed it. Don't know what to do. Merry Christmas to everyone. A Happy New Year to all the world!
The chuckle with which he said this, and the chuckle with which he paid for the turkey, and the chuckle with which he paid for the cab, and the chuckle with which he recompensed the boy were only to be exceeded by the chuckle with which he sat down breathless on his bed.
Shaving was not an easy task, for his hand continued to shake very much, for shaving required as much attention, even while you don't dance while doing it.
He dressed in all his best, well, most of it anyway, and was at last ready to go out into the streets again.
Must have a jacket. Cold out there. Jacket, scarf, and cane. Yes, should do.
Uncle, please, what you say?
Yes! That is, if you'll still have me. Yes? Forgive me, nephew.
Yes, of course, Uncle.
God bless you and a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Uncle.
You! Ladies, I know you. Wait. No. Ladies! Good afternoon. I do hope you succeeded in collecting money for the poor yesterday. It was very kind of you. God bless you both.
Mr. Scrooge? Is that you?
That's my name. Although I fear it may not be pleasant to you. Allow me to ask your pardon, and will you have the goodness to accept
Lord bless me! Mr. Scrooge, are you
If
serious?
you please, not a farthing less. Will you do me that favor?
My dear sir, I don't know what to say. That's so
Then
magnificent.
don't say anything. Come and see me tomorrow. Will you come?
We will.
Oh, thank you. I'm much obliged. I thank you 50 times. God bless you and a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
He went to church.
And walked about the streets.
And watched the people wandering to and fro,
And patted the children on the head.
And looked up into their houses,
and down into the windows.
and found that everything could yield him pleasure.
He had never dreamed that any walk, that anything, could bring him so much happiness.
In the afternoon, he turned to step toward another house.
Where have you been?
It's Christmas.
Now I'll tell you what, my friend. I won't stand for this sort of thing any longer. Therefore, I'm about to raise your salary. Oh, Merry Christmas, Bob.
Mr. Scrooge?
Merrier Christmas, my good fellow, than I've given you in many a year.
And Scrooge was better than his word.
He did it all, and infinitely more. And a Tiny Tim, who did not die, became a second father.
He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the little city had ever knew.
Many laughed to see the alteration in him, but he let them laugh.
For he was wise enough to know that nothing ever happened on this earth for good, and which some people did not have their share of laughter in the outset.
Scrooge had no further encounters with the spirits.
And it was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well.
May that be truly said for us all.
Everyone, Merry Christmas!
Merry